again with Yarn S.M.A.R.T. We've got another deadly person here to talk to us today. So if you want to introduce yourself, maybe who you are, where you're from, and maybe what you're currently up to.
Yep, no worries. Which are everyone? My name is Jack Wilson. Born and bred in Far North Queensland, in a place called Cairns. I'm a Kalkadoon man on my father's side, grandfather's side, which is a Aboriginal tribe, far northwest Queensland, in a little place called Cloncurry, so around that region. I'm a Yurundali Nagwan man also, which is another Indigenous couple of tribes within the Hughenden region, Julia Creek region, which is mid northwest, central west, and I'm a Welshman on my mother's side. So yeah, I'm very proud of my culture, where I come from, and I've got a bit of a diverse background as well, you know, so I've got a bit of both colours on both sides, and that has taught me a lot in this life as well. And I really try and draw from my roots to who I am as a person. But then in the midst of all that, I've got love for just humanity in general. So I feel like we're all one, and we all come from, you know, we're all human, we're all having this experience. We all have different backgrounds and different bloodlines, but, you know, I like to, some people say, you know, one mob, one love, you know, I've got love for everyone, and we're all here together. So I really want to share that vision as well to people out there. And I really want people to take that on board, regardless of where you come from, you know, what skin color you are, what size you are, you know, what you've been through. A lot of people have, you know, are going through, you know, tough times, you know, throughout their lives. Everyone at different degrees, you know, people are struggling, you know, people have good life, privileged lives. But how can you compare the two? You know, it's really tough. So yeah, that's a bit about me and where I come from, and what I'm about. And at the moment, what I'm doing with my life is I really love to help people find happiness in life, and whether that's just through believing in themselves, whether that's through training hard, whether that's through finding their passion in life, whether that is just to put a smile on their face. You know, I just want to try and be that shining light for someone's darkness, to find their place.
Cool. All right, that's deadly. So how do you reckon, or how did you get to where you are today?
How did I get to where I am? Just life, just experiencing life, and just trying to figure things out for myself. I feel like it's a tough question, because you have all these experiences in life, and you're going a certain way, and you're getting taught a certain curriculum in a sense, and you think that you've got these successes in the vision, maybe of status or entitlement, or like a financial status, but then, you know, you've just got just simple values, you know, simple values that just make you feel just centered and I suppose connected. So I just, you know, growing up as a young fella, you know, I find myself very privileged as a young kid. You know, I was just had a family, you know, which is one thing, which is an important thing. You know, having two parents and you know, siblings, cousins, nephews, nieces, stuff like that. Like I'm very privileged in that sense. Like I was very connected, like family orientated is what I'm saying. So that made me feel what it's like to have a family, you know, and feel loved. And although, you know, my siblings put me through a fuckload, them bastards, like my two older brothers, and I'm the youngest, so they give me grief and they give me hell. But when I look back at it now, you know, I was a mummy's boy and I did struggle in that sense. But now it gave me tough skin. It
Yeah.
made me realize that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It made me realize, you know, it's water off a duck's back. You know, when people say shit or they have opinions about you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, because that's their opinion. And I always got love for them boys and whatnot. They made me the man I am, and I got to thank, you know, having a good mother and a good father. So I think, you know, that's the sort of a bit of my youth in a way. And as we get older, we start to, you know, hit puberty, and we start to think for ourselves a bit more, and we start to experiment through life, and we start to, you know, taste test and trial different things. And like, there's all these different inspirations out there, you know, like you got these people in your ear all the time. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You got this person saying, get a trade. You got this person say, you can be a professional athlete. You got this person say, how much money you want to make. And it's like, it's just all, it's all disconnected from actual just happiness and
Yeah.
like what makes you happy. And I never really understood that concept. So I actually didn't leave high school till the age of 15. So I didn't even make it through high school. I just wasn't finding any interest in it. I was just in trouble all the time. I really think a lot of the curriculum is definitely back to front. You know, we're learning a lot of stuff that just makes us dumb. And it's just pointless to what life's actually about, like life skills, you know, fellas.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know,
Sure.
you can probably,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can probably speak from that too.
Yeah. 100%.
And, you know, I left school and I got straight into the trades. You know, I got straight into the trades, working as a boilermaker, landscaper. You know, I've done a bit of hospitality. I worked behind a bar and stuff like that. And then once I realized, like, holy, you know, I've spent a few years doing that, and not to mention, you know, I got sort of taken off the wrong track. You know, got really heavily used in alcohol, partying, you know, in that scene. And that scene can really like catch you off guard too, because you don't really know what all that stuff's about, and you get addicted to it, and you just, you know, that's the culture.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, I made my way through that slowly and figured things out for myself. I don't regret any of it. I'm not even proud of it, but that's just my journey, and I learned a lot from that. And then it made me realize, like, this is boring now. Like, I'm feeling, you know, it's like a roller coaster. You're chasing that happiness, and like, of course you're having good times and whatnot. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's nothing better than having a charge with your brothers and, you know, the family, and having a giggle, and you just, you know, it's beautiful. There's beautiful memories made, but sometimes there's a place to have them yarns. Like, what do we want to make a difference in this life? Do we want to inspire people? Do we want to make an imprint in this life? Let's come here. This is Bully. This is Bull. Let him. Yeah, he's sucky fella. No, he's
yeah, that's good. I think so. I guess use your experiences to sort of guide you and stuff on that journey. I think. So obviously for yourself, you've had some pretty amazing experiences and done some really good things. Obviously the Ninja Warrior stuff, but you know, with good times also comes some tough times. So can you recall maybe a time where you might have had to go through a little bit of adversity, and what was your process and sort of steps to get back on top of things, not physically, but also mentally as well?
I always say that this one moment when I was just partying a lot, and I just found myself down in the dumps a lot, and I'd just cry uncontrollably, and I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. And even my mum and dad were like always asking me, like, what's wrong, boy, what's wrong? And I just couldn't answer them. I just didn't know, but I didn't realize it was the drugs and alcohol that was affecting my mentality. And at that point I was like, fuck, I don't want to be happy, man. I want to be happy. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people excited. I want to like inspire people. And then I made the decision, like, I wanted to change my life. And I wanted to be something. Basically, I wanted to overcome this and be something and come out the other side. So I got involved in a foundation, Indigenous Marathon Foundation, in 2013, and that was where that was the fork in the road where I had to go one way or the other way, and boom, I just went the way I was supposed to go, and I went to this program, and little did I know we were on a trek to a marathon in New York City. So that's where it all began.
Man,
that's fairly and I guess from my part, like knowing you from back home, from Townsville, and then seeing you progress through to where you are now and the things you've done, I think it's amazing. It's an amazing journey for people to see, but at the same time, in all your successes, and we had this conversation with some of the other guys today, particularly for people that, like yourself, that are in that public eye and are really public role models, that with the successes, you also are a human being, and you have those same emotions and same feelings as everybody else, and I think that's a big part of having you on today for a yarn.
Yeah, brother Guinness. I mean, it's bringing tears to my eyes now because people, they see, like, I seen movie stars and I seen athletes and I seen people in the pub in the spotlight, and I wanted to do that, right? But it's all people do it for the wrong reasons. And once I got there, it was like, it's a beautiful place to be, but this is a place where people can make so much change because there's people going through so much pain. And I feel that pain, like I feel that pain that society's going through right now. And I've been through it, like, and my family members are going through it now. Like, and I know the process. I know the remedy to healing. I know, we're cultural people, and we're just so disconnected from our roots, which is the problem. But we're so confused because there's so much distractions and there's so much chaos and there's so much information out there that have made us disconnected from our spirit. So how is someone supposed to know who they are, where they come from, when it's been fucking years and years of generational trauma and propaganda and all this bullshit that the media, but also business in this life feed us, and we out here just dawdling around, not know what the fuck we're doing. Meanwhile, we got fucking people committing suicide every day, due to these issues, mental health issues. We got elders with chronic illnesses dying at very young ages.
Yeah.
We've got people addicted to the fucking beast, which is the pharmaceutical companies, but they run the world, Russ. Like, that's the fucking simple facts. And I think, instead of protesting and all that sort of shit that people are doing these days, like, if you want to change the world, change yourself.
Right.
Like, change yourself. Once you change your world inside, the world changes around you, like, but it's so, I don't know. I mean, conditioning is another story. When people get brought up conditioned to a certain way, sometimes it's hard to get through to people. And I think that's the battle, brother. But, like, we must have compassion. We must have compassion, and we must hold deep compassion and care for people and empathy, because they're only doing the best that they know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely, Bala. And I think, talking a bit on your points there, like, one of the things I take out of it is perspective. You say when you change yourself, your perspective on things changes, and the world around you changes, and that's what you want. Is you want people to be changing themselves changing how they look at things, only for the better. And like you say, Bala, you've been through those processes and things like that. And as we mentioned before, you know, you've done so much good. You've done so much good in your journey. And you've mentioned the word before as well, the chaos. How do you, brother? Do you have a space that you vent and somewhere that you kind of escape to that really allows you to reconnect and recharge?
I do, and I'm not going to lie to you, is I do struggle with opening up to people about my own stuff. That's just, I think a lot of men do struggle, and I'm learning to open up more.
Yeah,
and that has helped me a lot with my my new love journey here with my wife, and she's taught me a lot in that space. But I think up until that point, like, I have taken on rituals every day, you know, like I make time to meditate, and I make time to journal, like write my feelings down, and I make time to sit in peace in the rainforest to just think clearly and just let go of any of my tension and let go of anything that's bothering me, or just try and breathe through it. I learned to breathe now. I just breathe a lot. And when I breathe consciously, when you consciously breathe and you're aware of your unconscious thoughts, you can actually realize how much bullshit we think about over and over and over and over. You know, even I think you could probably speak from experience. Like, I also I'm a very destructive thinker on myself sometimes. I'm very hard on myself. And I think, see, they're listening now.
Yeah. Proper.
Shut the fucking door, see? No, and like I pull myself up and I say, hang on, I'm pure. I'm love. I'm strong. I'm beautiful. I'm amazing. Like, these are the things that we are naturally. When we first come out of the womb, we are pure love, you know, and everything from that point, you know, what we learn, it takes us off that path a little bit, and we got to realize, like, we are what we tell ourselves every day. We must have these affirmations. You must tell yourself you belong. You must tell yourself you are healed. You must tell yourself you are loved. You must say you are connected. Like, you have to reinforce these things through the daily. It manifests. Manifestation, law of attraction is a real thing. The universe, there's a connection we have, and you boys know it, that you speak to your ancestors or you speak to this earth, and it will deliver whatever you want. So that's why they say be careful what you wish for, because it will come to reality. And the scariest thing about this is if you have trauma that you may not even be aware of, or if you have destructive thoughts and negative thoughts every day, throughout the day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
You're going to get very sick. And you might not feel sick now. You might even just be low on energy. You might have acne breakout. You might have stomach problems. You might be overweight. You might be anorexic. You might be having some sort of issues. And it's because you're not eating well. You're not getting sunlight. You're not thinking positively. You're not breathing fresh air. So we got to remember that we were given everything. The universe gave us everything. We just got to remember it, and we got to be willing to change our patterns, and we got to be willing to look ourselves in the mirror and say, who am I? Why am I here?
Yeah.
All that matters is what my heart is telling me. And deep down, even if your heart isn't saying that you are not loved, that's because you may have deep trauma. You may have suffered an X amount of years, or you might have been in a domesticated violence relationship your parents might have been in a domestic violence relationship that you took on board.
Yeah.
Your mum could have been going through it. Your mum could have been going through a tough time when you were in the womb. You know, this shit's real deep,
Yeah.
but it's real. It's real stuff. So, just to put that into a compact, I just like to go the natural way these days.
Yeah.
I like to get sunlight. I like to sweat when I exercise. I like to stretch. I like to breathe. I like to go swimming in the ocean or the fresh water to cleanse my system. And I love to eat well, eat fresh.
Yeah, no, that's deadly, Bala. And I mean, you've hit so many deadly points, and you know, the insights you have is amazing, Bala. But is there anything, you know, on top of the stuff you've been able to share, like, is there anything more in terms of advice that you would give to people that might watch this? I mean, I know a lot of people right now are struggling, particularly in the areas like New South Wales where we are, and all that stuff. Like, is there any bit of extra advice you would give for people struggling at the moment?
Yeah, you can do this. True God, you can do this. Believe in yourself. It's never too late. It's never too late. Good ways, like now, every moment, every second that goes by is an opportunity to make a decision and make a change to whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. And for me, speaking out is the first thing. Express yourself. Tell someone that you're struggling. Reach out to me if you have to. Like, anyone around, like, that's the first step to healing, is just voicing it, sharing it, not being shamed, not feeling guilty, because we are one. We are one. We all experience this human life together. We are here together, and that's what our goal is. Our goal is to reunite, pick up the pieces again. And you don't realize, but once you change your life or you change someone's life, it's a ripple effect. Mm-hmm. They go on to change people's lives for the rest of their life. So you make that connection, and then we're all connected through the galaxy, through the cosmic atmosphere, wherever we are. You know, we all connect now. I think just get yourself up off the floor, up off your knees, dust yourself off, start breathing, start doing some breathing, you know, start thinking a bit more positive, loving yourself more, even writing it down on a piece of paper, journaling. Every day I write down, I am strong, I am connected, I am beautiful, I am confident, I am loving. I write it down so I make it physical. And even if my body's not telling me, I write it down still, because if we keep reinforcing these messages, it's sending neuromagnetic fields through our brain, through our spine, our nervous system, through to our body, through to our heart. You know, you got to keep reinforcing these things, and it's not going to be easy. Like, I'm going to say that now, it's not going to be easy. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be the best thing you'll ever do, because once you start going up and up and up and up, naturally, you'll never come down. You'll never come down. And it's just going to shape you. And it's going to be, like I like to tell people, it's not about the glory, it's about the story.
Yeah.
You'll change more life. That's it.
That's
Matt. So obviously, brother, that's all our sort of questions for today. Thanks so much for your time. Your inspiration to a lot of our young brothers and sisters, I think, and some of the stuff that you've done has been amazing to watch and see that unfold. So to hear some of your wise words is really good. So thanks for taking your time today to have a yarn to us and letting us record that.
Yeah. Thanks, brothers. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Big love, Bala. Yeah, it's always good, you know, when the mob do great things, and particularly when you have that personal connection, it's always inspiring, Bala. So yeah, big love to you for that and taking your time to yarn with us today.
No, anytime, fellas, anytime. I'm in this for life, eh? Like, I think shit hasn't got as real, like, for me, like, until the last couple of years, you know, like this year, last year, especially with COVID happening, and people, like, you know, put COVID aside, left, right, and center, mental health rates are just rising, and suicide rates are rising. Like, that's the real issue, man. And, like, I mean, people need help, bro. Like, that's it.
For sure.
There's no judgment here, man. No judgment. Like, I don't even want to, like, talk about that sort of stuff, because, like, there's a lot of it out there. And we just need to have love for each other, eh?
Yeah.
Love.
Definitely.